My brother betrayed me by seizing our family home, forcing my wife and son out. I fought back, unleashing years of buried resentment and broken promises, determined to reclaim what's rightfully mine despite our mother's blind support for him. Hey everyone, my name's Owen. I'm 32 years old, and I'm honestly at my wit's end with this mess. I've been lurking on Reddit for a while, and I figured this might be the place to spill it all and get some outside perspective. So here's the deal. My brother Chase kicked my wife Laura and our 6-year-old son out of our family's inheritance house, claiming he's got full rights to it because he took care of mom and dad in their old age. Meanwhile, I'm over here feeling like I've been spat on after years of busting my back for this family. And now my wife and kid are crashing on the floor of a cramped rental while Chase lords over a house we all built together. Mom's taking his side, calling me ungrateful, and it's turned into this massive blowout that's ripped open old wounds and broken promises I didn't even know were still festering. I'm starting to wonder if this family's even worth fighting for anymore. Let me back up and give you the full picture. Growing up, it was just me, Chase, and our younger sister Cynthia. I'm the oldest. Chase is 2 years younger at 30, and Cynthia's 26. Our parents weren't rich, but they worked hard and left us this decent-sized house out in the suburbs, 3 bedrooms, a big yard, the kind of place you'd raise a family in. Dad passed about 5 years ago from a heart attack, and Mom's been on her own since, though her health's been shaky with arthritis and some heart stuff of her own. The house was supposed to be split between the 3 of us when she eventually goes. I mean, that's what they always said growing up. This is for you kids, they'd tell us. I took that to heart. I've always been the responsible one. When Dad got sick, I was the one driving him to appointments, picking up his meds, sitting with him when he couldn't sleep. Chase was off doing his own thing, partying, chasing girls, whatever. Cynthia was still in college back then, so she wasn't around much either. After Dad died, I kept checking in on Mom, fixing stuff around the house, making sure she wasn't alone too much. I wasn't perfect, sure. I had a job, and then Laura and I got married 7 years ago, had our son a year later. Life got busy, but I still made time. Chase, though, he only started stepping up maybe 2 years ago when Mom's health got worse. Suddenly, he's the golden boy because he moved back into the house to look after her. Cynthia stayed out of it mostly. She's got her own life now, engaged and living a couple hours away, but she's always been the peacemaker when things get hairy. Here's where it gets messy. About 6 months ago, Mom decided she wanted to rewrite the will. She didn't tell me or Cynthia, just Chase. He convinced her that since he's the one taking care of her, he should get the house outright. No split, no shares, just him. I only found out because Laura overheard Mom talking to Chase on the phone one day when we were over there. Laura's my rock. She's 31, practical, doesn't take crap from anyone. She's been telling me for years that Chase has a way of twisting things to look like he's the hero. Anyway, she confronted Mom about it, and Mom admitted it was true, but said, Chase deserves it. He's here every day. I lost it. I told her I'd been there for years, and that house wasn't just Chase's to claim. It's ours. All of ours. Things escalated fast. Chase got wind of the argument and told me flat out that if I didn't like it, I could get lost. I said fine, we'd figure it out legally if we had to, because no way was I letting him steamroll me. That's when he doubled down. 2 months ago, he changed the locks on the house. Laura, our son, and I had been staying there off and on to help Mom and save up for our own place, since rent's insane around here. Chase didn't even warn us. We showed up one day, and our stuff was boxed up on the porch. My son was crying, asking why Uncle Chase didn't want us there. Laura was furious, but kept it together for our kid. I called Chase, and he said, "This is my house now. You don't get a say." I couldn't believe it, my own brother. We've been in this tiny 1-bedroom rental since then. Laura's sleeping on a mattress on the floor with our son because we can't afford much else right now. I'm working overtime at my construction job. She's picking up extra shifts at the hospital where she's a nurse, but it's not enough. Seeing them like that kills me. Meanwhile, Chase is living it up in a house with more space than he'll ever need, acting like he's the victim because I don't appreciate what he's done for Mom. The real gut punch came last week. I went to Mom's, well, Chase's now, I guess, to try and talk some sense into her. I brought up everything. The years I spent helping Dad, The times I'd drop everything to fix her leaky roof or drive her to the doctor when Chase was nowhere to be found. I told her how Laura and our son didn't deserve to be treated like this. She just stared at me, then said, "You've always been selfish, Owen. Chase is the one who's sacrificed." Sacrificed? I couldn't even respond at first. Then it all came pouring out. How I'd put my life on hold for them. How I'd missed out on stuff with Laura and our kid to be there for the family. I even brought up this one time, years ago, when Dad promised me in front of everyone that the house would be ours to share because he knew I'd always step up. Mom brushed it off, said I was making it up, that Dad never said that. Chase smirked from the corner like he'd won something. That's when the old stuff started bubbling up. See, Chase has always had this knack for playing the martyr. Back in high school, he'd skip out on chores and then cry to Mom that I was bossing him around when I'd call him out. He'd borrow money from me and never pay it back, then tell everyone I was stingy when I stopped lending. There was this one time, right after Dad died, when I caught him pocketing cash from Dad's old wallet, said it was for gas to help Mom. I let it go because I didn't want to fight. Looking back, I should have seen this coming. He's always been about himself, but I thought family meant something to him. Guess I was wrong. Cynthia tried to mediate a couple days ago. She drove down, sat us all at the kitchen table. Me, Chase, Mom, her. Laura stayed home with our son because she's done dealing with Chase's crap. Cynthia's sweet but naive. She thinks we can just talk it out. She asked Chase why he couldn't at least let us stay until we found something better. He said, "They've got their own lives. I'm not their babysitter." Then he turned it on me, said I was jealous because he's stepped up while I've been checked out. I told him that was bull. I'd been their way longer than he ever was. Mom chimed in, saying I'd abandoned her when I got married, that Laura took me away. Laura's never done anything but support this family. She's cooked for Mom, watched our son while I fixed stuff, even helped Chase with his resume once when he was jobless. Hearing Mom rewrite history like that broke something in me. Then there's the money thing, which I hate even bringing up. See, over the years, I've sunk a ton into that house. When the water heater busted 3 years ago, I paid for it, $2,000 out of pocket. Roof repairs after a storm? Another $1,500. I never asked for a dime back because it was our house. Chase never chipped in, said he was broke or busy. Now he's sitting pretty, and I'm out thousands with nothing to show for it. Cynthia brought that up at the table, and Chase just shrugged, said, "That was your choice, man." My choice? To keep our family home from falling apart? I wanted to punch him, but I didn't. Cynthia looked at me like she felt bad, but she didn't push it. She's stuck in the middle and hates picking sides. The fallout's been brutal. Laura's barely speaking to me, not because she's mad at me, but because she's exhausted. She keeps saying we should cut ties and move on, that this family's toxic. I get it, but it's hard to let go of what I thought we had. Our son keeps asking when we can go back to Grandma's house, and I don't know what to tell him. Work's suffering too. I'm distracted, snapping at coworkers, messing up jobs. Last night, I sat in our dingy rental kitchen, staring at the peeling paint, and just felt this rage. I've given so much, time, money, love, and it's like none of it mattered. Chase gets the reward, Mom's rewriting the past, and I'm the bad guy for wanting what's fair. There's this other layer too, the guilt. Part of me wonders if I did drop the ball somehow. After Laura and I had our son, I couldn't be at Mom's as much. Chase did step in then, I'll give him that. But does 2 years of him being around erase everything I did before? And what about Cynthia? She's got no stake in this now because she's moved on, but she's still got Mom's love. Why am I the one getting screwed? I keep replaying Mom's words, selfish, ungrateful, and it's eating me up. Laura says it's manipulation, that Mom's always favored Chase because he's the baby, but I don't know. Maybe I could have done more. I've thought about lawyering up, but it's a long shot. Mom's still alive, so the will's not even in play yet, and I don't have the cash for a big fight. Plus, it'd torch whatever's left of this family. Cynthia keeps texting me to work it out, but I'm done talking. Chase won't budge, Mom's made up her mind, and I'm tired of begging for scraps. Laura's pushing me to focus on us, her, me, our son, and build something new, but letting go feels like admitting defeat. I just want someone to see my side, you know? So, Reddit, I'm laying it all out here because I'm lost. Am I the one screwing up? Should I keep fighting for what's mine, or am I just dragging this out for nothing? I don't even know what fair looks like anymore. Chase is an a-hole, no question, but maybe I'm missing something. Tell me straight, what would you do?
Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the story. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss our daily updates.